All right, let's try. There we go. Okay. I think we are good now. Obviously, we are not used to being on Sundays at 5 p.m. There we go. It looks like I'm getting positive. There we go. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Now I'm wondering why we got. All right. Well, let's try that again. I'm going to start with 1A, and then we're going to work our way through um, all the brackets here, finishing up with 8A. I'm gonna let these comments run on the screen, and I'm gonna make them bigger for this, so you guys can kind of be. Yeah, that works. Okay. All right. So let's start with 1A. Hopefully, our Robbinsville guys around. I haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. He's kind of been commenting when we are not live post show, but Robbinsville is the number one seed in the West with a bye. As you can see in 1A, there's obviously not as many teams as in the other classifications, so that's why they have a reduced number here. Kind of similar to what we have. Well, not as similar, but kind of a similar situation to 8A, which only has 24 teams on each bracket. In our area here, Thomas Jefferson is a 3 seed, and they'll have a bye. And they have, some firepower on that team offensively, especially. The number 6 seed will look familiar to us here in the Charlotte area, as Winston-Salem Prep is the team that lost to Garinger to start the season. They'll play Chatham Central, the 11th seed here. Um, Chatham Central is a program that's kind of struggled throughout the years. But I'm glad that these teams will have an opportunity to compete, in this setting because they don't get a lot of attention and focus because they are so small. Um, South Davidson's one of the best stories of the season. Last year, I believe they were 0-10 as a program. And this year, I believe they completely flipped that around. I don't know if they're still undefeated. I got to pull up my Max Prep for reference, but they have completely changed the tenor of that program from a losing program to a winning program. And that's something that's really, really impressive. And I'm glad to see stories like that. So they're the number 2 seed here. And then down at the bottom, 7-10 matchup in our area, Bonnie Cone obviously is a team that we know. And they're going to face a Rosman team that, obviously has some experience in these situations. But, getting, if they get past, one or the other and play South Davidson, it's going to be a tough game. So, consensus across the state from what I've seen is Robbinsville is a real strong favorite here to come out of the West. And that's no shade to North Stokes or East Columbus by any means, but they're experienced. They've been through the wars. They're well coached. So that's what we're looking like, 1A West. East side, it'll be interesting. I think the Wilson Prep team is a team that's played a lot of higher classification teams and kind of held their own. They didn't win those games, but they didn't get blown out either. So that's going to be an interesting matchup if they end up facing the number 1 seed, Kip Pride. Let's see if that could potentially be an upset. Thank you, Dakota, for that update on South Davidson. But they've had a really, really good season, and I'm really glad to see that. Let's see here. I don't think we have too much to share on the east side for 1A there. I do know the Pinetown team is pretty good. They got a couple of good players that we've read about on Prep Reds on North Carolina. But, I think it's going to be Robbinsville in the West, and then in the East, either Kip Pride or Wilson Prep. I think that 1-4 matchup is going to end up defining who makes it to the state title game out of the East there. All right. I'm going to also bring on my co-host, the illustrious Brandon Billups.
What's up? Hold on. Whoa, now I'm back.
Yeah, Dude, my mic wasn't connected for some reason. I don't know what.
Yeah. No, my what's up? You on the 1A? Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just finishing up 1A. We don't have, too much on that. But the good stories are, Robbinsville is a big favorite. South Davidson having a big season. Ever since they kind of, took their lumps last year, but they grew from it. And then in the East, I think it's between Kip Pride and Wilson Prep. The 1 seed and the 4 seed there as the 2 favorites.
Oh, Kip. Guys, I can't give you nothing on 1A.
We appreciate your honesty. All right. That's okay. Now, Ted Administrator. We're glad to hear it.
Look. He listened to what we said. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Come on the show illegally.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna scroll down to 2A. While we're doing that, there's a couple of comments I do want to highlight and go back. After everybody told me my audio wasn't working, I appreciate that.
Oh, your audio was not working.
Oh no, my mic wasn't on. Like I had to turn it on.
He was excited because the Panthers beat the Panthers.
It's crazy, man.
He was excited because the Panthers beat the Panthers. That's why.
Yeah. Well, I won't get started on that. The coach, McCann, also saying Robbinsville should cruise through the West. Chat Administrator saying everybody's 0-0 right now. Absolutely. Mike Eddy, we're in 2A, and yet he's shouting out Dub C. When we get to 8A, we'll get to our thoughts there.
I might have to bring my helmet out. Where is it? There you go.
Yeah, Luke Zabo said the GOAT can't keep it under control. I met Luke. I met Luke on Friday, man. He's a cool dude. Man. And he really appreciates what we do here. We appreciate you for watching, Luke.
Son, his son's at JM, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. He got my respect.
All right. 2A. 2A West. We got a full bracket here. So the 1 seed Murphy, we know very well. Murphy has a very strong running game and a big offensive line. They got a bye. They'll take on the winner of Albemarle and Cherokee. Albemarle is a team that Coach Dub has faced, and he says they're very athletic and they got some speed. Cherokee coming off the mountain. That'll be a very interesting match. I'm sure we're going to have contrasting styles of speed versus power, which is one of the common things we see with these kind of mountain versus more urban team matchups here.
But Albemarle, I still think they still power run. A power run, they'll get vertical. Like, are they still like traditional Albemarle? Like they got big back or no? They're
more spread now.
Man, T.A. McClendon shaking his head. Now I'm playing, but they were spread when he was there. They were more up tempo. Look at my boy Greg Barber. I see you, big dog. I love Greg Barber.
Yeah.
Look at my boy Gavin. Man, don't get me started. I look like Proud Fox out with the beard. I said, look at him. Boy, look like a football player.
No, my goodness. Slick DeVille's here from the east side. Slick, if you want to throw anything in from the east side on these brackets, feel free, man. You're more than welcome to have some observations here. So continuing on the West, number 8, Swain County is a consistent playoff team out of the mountains. They'll have a bye here. Community School Davidson, they had a kind of a slow start to the season, but they've come on strong as the season's come along. They'll have a bye.
So basically, they playing each other. Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting setup with the bracket here in 2A because
it's just a bye for the bye.
Yeah, there's more teams with byes, so we don't have as many first round matchups.
Community School Davidson actually getting them. That might be a good game with them in Swan County. Swan County, like they can stop the run. They could play with Swan County because they don't run that rock up there. Mountain team, you already know what they don't do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be an interesting matchup. But I'll tell you, Community School Davidson lost to some really good teams throughout the season.
Bad. They're not bad.
No, they're not your typical 9 seed. So if they are able to get past Swain County there, and the matchup with Murphy will be very interesting because that's a bit of contrasting styles. Community School Davidson really likes to push the ball with Ty Siegler at the quarterback spot, and then Tyler Johnson making plays both in the running game and the receiving game. And countering that with Murphy's power run game that'll be a fun game to watch if it happens.
Yeah.
Corvian, number 5 seed, obviously they made it to the state title game last year in the 1A old bracket format. They've got a bye, and they'll face the winner of North Rowan and Avery County. Another interesting urban kind of school matchup with North Rowan and Avery County coming out of the mountains. North Rowan has a ton of speed. They're coming off a win over Mountain Island last week, as a matter of fact. So they're a team that has some guys that can make some plays, especially a receiver in Ason Best, who is one of the best receivers out of 2A overall in terms of yardage.
Corvian is dangerous, though, man, because I think even what they did at 1A last year, they may be like an urban school, but they can stop the run. They can stop the run. They could.
Yeah, I think defensively is where they're strongest at. Obviously, with those 2 big D tackles they got,
and they strike you.
Yeah,
defense.
Yeah, between Nathaniel Kamba and Josiah Fields, they are really tough to run on, and they've got a really good linebacker in Jaden Summers who can run, and like you said, he's a tackling machine.
They will strike you. I don't see Corvian play. That's a physical team. They ain't like the typical Charlotte team. Well, I ain't gonna say because we hit. You don't get hit in the mouth. You like everybody think just speed. You don't get hit in the mouth. Like even we'll talk about on Wednesday, but even like Ganger West Met game, Jesus, it was some collisions.
No, there was some hitting. Yeah, there was some hitting in it. Absolutely. So then we've got East Wilkes with a bye as a 4 seed, and they'll take on the winner of Hayesville and Highland Tech. Highland Tech getting in as a 20. They had a win. I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but they got a win over Bessemer City. And I think that win is what got them into the playoffs here.
They beat Bessemer City. That's a good win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm trying to get my max preps on my phone here.
Let me be a good co-host
so I can verify everything I'm talking about.
Guys, don't be mad. We be lying sometimes, so don't.
No, it's not lying. We just kind of go off. Well, for me, I go off my head, and
go off a good old white lie.
All right. Scarlett Overbay Inman says, love seeing Allegheny having a great season and playoff in the 2A West bracket. Okay. Well, Allegheny is 3 seed, and they've got a bye. So they would play the winner of Mountain Island and Elkin. So, Scarlett, if you want to tell us something about Allegheny, feel free. I'm pretty sure that's a mountain team, and with Mountain Island and Elkin being another mountain team, they've got experience playing that kind of style. And for Mountain Island, what they do well is they have some guys with some speed. They get those guys into space against mountain teams that traditionally see heavy run, and they make it a tough matchup for them. So
I think they gotta make their athlete be the quarterback. Just let him take over. Let him take over.
Yeah, Andre Ramsey Jr. They call him 3K.
Ever since they moved him to that quarterback thing, boy.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta put your athlete.
Absolutely. And he's been doing a great job being a dual threat quarterback for those guys all season long. So on Highland Tech, yes, they did beat Bessemer City 15-12, and I think that was the win that got them into the brackets here. So I'm glad that they're going to have a chance to go up to Hayesville and give them their best shot. They've got a guy in Irvin Thompson who's a real playmaker at the receiver spot. And they kind of move him around. He'll play some running back. He's really good if they can get the ball in his hands. So, we'll see what happens when they go up there. All right, we've got number 6 seed Bishop McGuinness they got a bye here, and they'll take on the winner of Mitchell and Langtree Charter. Langtree is a newer charter school in the Mooresville area, and they've had some good games here where they produced really on offense. So they're a team that can score, and we'll see if they're able to kind of get their playmakers in space against Mitchell. Of course, a more traditional mountain team.
Mitchell tough, boy. Mitchell is a tough team.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
That's a tough mountain team right there. Y'all been following North Carolina football. Y'all know that is a traditional powerhouse.
Yeah. Talking about some other tough teams here locally. 7 seed South Stanley with a bye. South Stanley's been a team that has kind of grown together over the past couple of years with Coach Terry Schenkel. He's got a good quarterback in Caleb Richardson, and he's got some athletes. Jaden Woods in the secondary. Josiah Holt will play both sides of the ball at receiver and defensive back. They're a dangerous 7 seed, in my opinion. And then the 10 seed Christ the King, coached by Coach Jackson, who's a coach in the Queen City Senior Bowl. They've got a young man in Brennan Wallace who plays both sides of the ball, and he's just a really, really talented athlete. He can run it well on offense, and he can tackle you well on defense. So he's a key guy for those guys, along with Carter Stevens, who can make some plays at the receiver spot. So really, really talented guys facing off there in the 7-10 matchup. We got 15 seed Cherryville, who's having a really good season. This is the best season Cherryville has had in a long time. And I'm sure if Joe was here, he could give us, the deeper details on them. But I'm really happy to see what they've been doing so far this year. So they're 5-5, and I can't remember the last time they had a 500 season. They're coming off a victory over Bessemer City, 50-33. So they're capable of putting up some points. I like them in that matchup.
Bessemer City down?
What's that?
Is Bessemer City down this year?
I think it just more so overall depth. I mean, that's what I know. But
no, I'm not coming to the Pop. Y'all know I don't like coming to Mooresville. I'm like 0-3 over there.
Good gracious.
They love me at Mooresville.
But I like Cherryville against this South Stokes team in a matchup. I think they match up well against them. And the winner of that game would get Starmount, which is a tough place to go and win. I mean, they are really supportive of their team up there, and they have a great tradition. And it's going to be a heck of a matchup here to see if Starmount could get past Murphy in a potential regional final. We're going to bring on. Oh, go ahead.
I think in the West you got Murphy, you got Covian. You got like you said, what's it called down there? Go back.
Down. I'm sorry.
Starmount. You got Mitchell. You don't know what Mitchell you don't get. Like they get going. You got, and like you said, South Stanley playing some good football. And then I'm doing my research on Allegheny. Like you got that's a good bracket.
Yeah, there's a lot of good teams, and to your point, I think it's a little more open than you would think at first glance.
Yeah,
because Starmount's really good. We know Allegheny's good.
Bishop
has championship experience.
Bishop McGuinness
is probably the best 9 you're going to see in a bracket. So this has the potential to have a little bit of chaos going on
here. Yeah, that 8-9 game don't really be really good. I'm trying to tell you, like community school Davidson is not bad. They're not bad. And like Mitchell being an 11 seed, that is tough because I'm telling you, they're not 11. Them boys play football, boy. And just that, man. And then, like you said, the South Stanley, like I'm just looking at this stuff like, good gracious. I like to see how you get in some of these mountain games where we get mad about no offense to my good people in the Mount, a lot of the urban team, we do not like going to play the Mount. It just we don't like.
We know there's documented reasons.
Yeah, but I think it's some games they don't have to play. Like I like Mountain Island and Elkin. I think that's gonna be, not saying that because Rob, that's gonna be a really good game.
Yeah, I mean, I like Mountain Island, and it's not just because it's Rob. Because, first round they're at home, and then, Elkin is not a team that gets to see that kind of speed and athleticism.
Yeah.
So
spread them out, Rob.
Yeah.
Spread them out.
All right, we're going to bring on Big Eye Shelby to the show.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, man?
Man, he got all green on. That's how you know he got a bye right there, baby.
Congrats to the Patriots. 3 seed in the 7A bracket. We hadn't got there yet, but we will here shortly.
Look, that's what he ready to hit.
I appreciate it. Just stacking days, man.
What's your plans for the bye week?
It's still going to be a work week, man. We're going to get after it a little bit.
Thanks for that breakdown.
That was on. Hey, that was classic right there, baby. on that shit.
All right, let's take a look at 3A West here. So in 3A West, we got Mountain Heritage with a bye. Mountain Heritage is a very physical run-first team. Their offense is really based on multiple tight ends, some motion shifting, and kind of just trying to get you misaligned, and then they can take advantage of it in the run game. Now, if you do creep down too much, they will, kind of pop a pass over your head, kind of similar to old school Charlotte Catholic in some ways. So they are a talented bunch up there. And they'll take on the winner of West Lincoln and North Wilkes. West Lincoln is a heavy run team. North Wilkes kind of a similar fashion there. So any thoughts on those schools in particular?
It's funny to see how far Mount Heritage has came. I remember playing them in the first round my senior year, and we whooped up on them pretty bad. But then I think the next year they won state, or and within the next 2-3 years, I think they won state in football. And just to see them just keep climbing and climbing and climbing, that's just a true testament to the school, just the culture, the coaching staff, whoever. It's a total buy-in if you go from a team that's probably you haven't won a lot of games at first or kind of been known for football, and then you just go on a 10-year, 12-year stretch of saying okay, well, now you're a number 1 seed. You know what I mean? So I think that's good. I think West Lincoln is going to be a tough out just because of what they do, and it's getting colder, so you got to be able to stop the run. So you got to be dedicated to stopping the run. So I think this will be a good little pod right there.
Absolutely, man. And then throwing in Lincolnton, an 8 seed, a conference champion at that, with a bye. And they'll play the winner of Hendersonville and East Davidson. Now, Hendersonville is not your typical mountain team. They will throw the football. Ward, quarterback, is very talented. I've highlighted him as a pet man player a couple times throughout the season. And I think that's a really tough matchup for an East Davidson team who it's good for them to get into the playoffs, but I think they're going to kind of struggle with that athleticism and passing prowess that Hendersonville is going to have. So if we get a Lincolnton Hendersonville second round matchup, that's going to be a heck of a football.
See, that's what you want to see in the playoffs. You don't want the easy way. You want to see the coaches, and you coaching the game. You want you want the best, but you want, like I said to you earlier, from 2A to 7A. When y'all look at these brackets, you boy, you got some really good games that could possibly come into the making. So
absolutely,
you don't have to buckle that chin strap up.
Yeah, to the point here, Born Justice is saying 3A is the battle.
Yeah. Now there's a bunch of them. Y'all see, it's gonna be some games. You gotta play games.
So a 5 seed in Providence Grove has a bye. And they'll play the winner of West Davidson and Madison. Do y'all know where Madison is?
Yeah, Madison is Madison is right beside Mars Hill.
And that's near Tennessee, right?
No, not that far. It's literally in between like Asheville and Mars Hill.
Oh, I thought it was further out.
Nah,
Because I remember we talked about Madison.
We had to play there my junior year. You going up there? Okay. Madison is like South Point in the mountains.
Okay. Well, them going to West Davidson, that's a long. We talked about these long trips.
Yeah, let's see.
That's a long trip, boy.
GPS.
How do you guys handle these long trips in the playoffs?
You gotta get a charter bus and make sure you just prepared for the trip. You gotta stop somewhere halfway within an hour away, let them stretch, let them walk around, let them eat, and then get back on the bus, let them know, hey, we locked in.
Anybody going to be careful where you eat at some of them places, boy.
Yeah. Hey, some of them rest stops ain't.
Yeah, they ain't. Don't.
They say West Davidson from Madison is only an hour.
Is it?
Is West Davidson in Lexington?
To Madison?
West Davidson is in Lexington, North Carolina.
That can't be.
It said West Davidson to Madison, North Carolina.
Did you do Madison High School?
Well, let me see. Make sure
I'm doing it. I got it.
Hold on. Let me make sure I do it. Hold on. Make sure I do it right. I did put Madison. It's in Marshall. All right, 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Okay, there we go.
So on the bus, we looking probably about a 3-hour trip. Gotta get out of school around 11.
Right.
Hey, y'all want y'all kids, y'all 15 to ride in style? Y'all better start sending some money for them charter buses because some of them, them athletic funds ain't got it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going further than an hour and a half, you gotta get the charter.
Because I was at Providence, Brad Bowles, I love him, but when we had to play Pinecrest, he said, "Let's load the buses." I went out there, I saw them yellow buses. I said, "Hold up, what are we doing?" He said, "Oh, we'll be all right. We just going to Pinecrest." Man, I was mad as I don't know what on that during school.
I would have been driving. I'm sorry. We got North Stanley as a 4 seed. We know North Stanley very well. They've had a really good season. The only real big loss they had was the loss to South Stanley, which they just, absolutely had probably their worst game this year. But they're a team that is pretty balanced offensively. They got some playmakers that can do some special things in space. And they got a really strong defense led by a linebacker by the name of Juice Lilly, who will absolutely plug the running game by himself. They got some athletic guys on the back end as well. They'll play the winner of East Surrey and Polk County. East Surrey is probably the favorite here. Traditionally, they've been, really good. They've had some coaching changes, but they're still a relatively strong program here. If we get a North Stanley East Surrey second round matchup, I think it'll be pretty interesting. North Stanley going against the traditional East Surrey, and some of those guys have been through the wars, and they'll have to kind of overcome some of that to try to keep going deeper into the third round. We've got 3 seed Eastern Randolph with a bye. And then we're going to take on the winner of Owen and Union Academy. Now, Union Academy, they've played some good teams here on their schedule. Matter of fact, they just lost to North Stanley, 55-17. But overall on the season, they're 4-6. And going through their games, let's see here. They only lost to Mountain Island by 1, 28-27 earlier this year. They lost to Albemarle about 7. They defeated Thomas Jefferson, who was in the 1A bracket, pretty impressively, 45-19. They're a team that can score. They lost to South Stanley only 14-6. So they played some playoff teams tough. So it'll be interesting to see if they can go up to Owen, which I believe is in the Asheville area. Let me check it out.
I'm looking at it now.
Sure.
It look like the Owen, the
Black Mountain. Yeah, Black Mountain.
Oh, look, I like their name, the War Horses, the Owen War Horses.
Yeah, they got to be a run team.
They throw the ball 3
have
times.
that kind of nickname and not be on the team.
They throw the ball 3 times.
Is that true?
I'm looking. Hold on.
Well, I'm looking it up. I'm looking at it
right now.
They're 5-5 on the season, and their stats they've thrown it 67 times this year to 357 carries. So,
yeah, no, they lost to Mitchell before this.
Well, yeah, so that'll be an interesting first round game. I think Ian Academy's got a shot there. Then our friend, Coach Tatum, the 6th seed Walkertown has a bye. They'll take on the winner of West Wilkes and Wheatmore. Wheatmore, I think that's in the middle of the state. I'm pretty sure that's where that is.
Hey, thank God for Mass Prep because I'm looking at all this.
Wheatmore's in Trinity. Yep, Trinity is here in the middle of the state. So they should have an idea about, that team because Walkertown's not too far away from there. So, I think you have to favor West Wilkes in that one, but Walkertown's a really strong 6, man. Of course, we know, some of the strengths of that team because of Coach Tatum being on the show and everything. But West Wilkes is 7-3 on the year. And then looking at them as a team, they don't have any stats. Oh, come on, West Wilkes. Give us some stats, man.
Wheatmore. I would tell you, look at Wheatmore. Wheatmore is Wheatmore.
Okay. For West Wilkes, they lost to North Surrey, East Wilkes, and Allegheny. But the Allegheny game was a 17-10 loss, so they're a pretty good team there. So moving on, East Rutherford has a bye as the 7 seed, and they are going to take on the winner of Shelby and McMichael. So, Big Eye, why don't you go ahead and go on that?
You better go and rant about Shelby.
No, East Rutherford, for those who didn't know, are the team who beat Reedsville last year. Shout out to the coaching staff at East Rutherford. Man, there are a bunch of good guys over there, and I know they want to make sure they let people know that last year beating Reedsville last year, it wasn't a fluke. So they're right back in the playoffs again with a bye week, getting ready to play Shelby. Shelby takes on McMichael. It's probably gonna be a running clock by halftime, but that East Rutherford and Shelby's second round matchup. East Rutherford Shelby second round matchup. The last time we had a playoff game with them, I believe it's been 20 years maybe, and I think.
God, dog. You ain't lying.
Well, we played each other. East Rutherford and Shelby used to be in the same conference when I was in school, but now you get potentially a playoff matchup between East Rutherford and Shelby would be exciting to see, which is not far for Shelby to go. It's only about 15, 20 minutes up the road, so it's not far at all. And I know those kids and those coaches at East Rutherford will want that matchup to have a big-time matchup, have it at home against Shelby. So we always had back-and-forth battles with basketball. The 1 year in football they had it, I think it was 2005, I think they said the last time when Shelby came to East Rutherford for a playoff game, if I'm not mistaken. So that'd be a good game second round.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, you were being nice because I see why you say don't be running clock. Wow.
Okay.
No, you
want to share some detail on that?
Well, so they lost to Rockingham County. Michael Phoenix, they lost to Rockingham County 50-18. Southwest Randolph 50-26. Carver 74-32. Walkertown 60-0. And then they got beat by Reedsville 69-12.
Okay. Understood. All right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'll try not to.
No, that's fine. So in the comments, I see you guys are asking a couple things. Andrew Sullivan, where are the brackets? They are on the NCHSAA website. If you type in nchsaa.org, they'll be there on the homepage.
Yeah.
Braylon's asking, can you show us 8A? We're going in order. We started on 1A. Now we're at 3A, so we'll finish up with 8A.
Pep, also, before we move on from it, make sure I give a shout out to Coach Philip Rush, the head coach of East Rutherford High School. Give him a big shout out for making sure that program is is being known around the state with everything that they're doing.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a
And
good
it'd be
guy.
a more interesting matchup too, because I believe my guy Coach Russ is a Burns graduate, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know if he beat Shelby in high school or not, or whatever the case may be. So it's gonna be a lot of emotions in that game. It's gonna be a good game. The basketball coach East Rutherford, Coach Kincaid, is on the staff as well. So we've had battles in basketball, and that'll be a sellout crowd, because just the East Rutherford and Shelby rivalry over the years, with whether it's football or whether it's been basketball, it's always been a big time sellout crowd. So
Good stuff. Good stuff. Hopefully it happens.
There's a story in here, man. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I've been a part of the matchups, man.
15 seed Thomasville taking on the 18 seed Chase. I saw Chase early this season at a
Now that's gonna be a drive.
Yeah.
Hey,
Chase is in the Foothills.
Chase is in Henrietta.
Where?
Chase. So if you didn't know, Chase is right by East Rutherford. They Chase, East Rutherford, and Already Central are pretty much all within the same.
Man, this thing say Forest City. You say Henrietta.
It's a joke, man. Just a joke, man. Chase and East Rutherford. So Chase.
I didn't know that. I'm like, where the heck is Henrietta?
I was sitting here. I had to look. I said, hold on, man. I've been living
Chase and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Chase and East Rutherford are just separated by like a long bridge. So when you come from Shelby, you get off the exit. If you turn left, you can be able to go to East Rutherford if you want to go that way. If you turn right, it'll take you to Chase High School.
Yeah, that is a bit of a drive.
Chase and East Rutherford is like Indy Butler kind of, with far as distance, or like Shelby Crest type thing. Not as close as like Hardin and Berry, but a little bit. I mean, but it's a rivalry, supposedly.
Gotcha. Thomasville and Chase, both of these teams are 5-5, but they have diverse, different offensive attacks. Thomasville has thrown the ball 53 times this year, ran it 278. Chase will throw it a little bit more than that.
But Thomasville always been like that, though. They don't get that run game stuff.
Yeah. Thomasville always ran like
they don't. They always had some athletes too. They had somebody sneaking.
So Pep, Thomasville going to Chase.
No, Chase is going there.
Chase, it is a 2 hour and 28-minute drive in the car. So we're looking at 3 hours or 3.5 hours on the bus. Gotta leave school.
Great.
Guys, this is what you get here at CFI, man. We're gonna give you the details and the map quest, because we want you to know. We're having these coaches prepared to leave school early. They don't have
I-40. You can take I-40 East.
There you go.
You can take US 421 South.
The I-40 East is back go where they should go. They should go where?
Or you can go if you want to miss all the traffic in all the nice cities like Concord, Charlotte, and all those places, you take US 421 South.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go through Salisbury, you take I-40 East.
And they want to see some city, which way they should
take straight down 85.
There you go.
You go straight down 85. You go straight down 85.
Well, we've broken down that matchup very well. Thank you. The winner of that game will play the 2 seed Mount Airy, who has a bye. And we all know what Mount Airy's all about. They're going to run the football.
Punch you in the mouth.
And they're going to be very physical, and they have great tradition and fans up there as well. So
be ready for that Shelby or East Rutherford third round matchup against Mount Airy.
That's going to be something.
Ooh.
Coach Tatum with some words here says, Coach Russell, one of my best friends in the profession, and that he's transformed the program. And I do remember when they had to play the JV schedule. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. I remember they had to go through that.
Hey, man, see what happened when you let let coaches build their programs up?
Uh-oh.
I just made a statement. That's all.
I know what you're saying.
Man, don't give too much of my secret.
All right. To the 4A West, we got the number 1 seed Brevard. Tough mountain team. Very well coached. They run the heck out of the football. They play strong defense. They got a bye, and they'll take on the winner of West Stokes and Fort Bush. I got free tickets for anyone who can tell me where Fort Bush is.
Fort Bush?
I played Fort Bush, and when I coached in basketball, I can't remember what Fort Bush at.
East Bend. Where the heck is East Bend? I don't mean to laugh, but I like some of these places, man. Like, this is so cool about the playoffs because there are places that I've never heard of and never been to. Wow, that is something else, man.
Yakinville area. Wow.
Yeah,
Hey,
where's
Pep,
that?
I will say, Pep.
Somewhere I don't want to go.
Oh,
So Mr. Barber says it's above Kernersville.
yeah. You don't know what you ain't never heard of Yadkinville?
I ain't going down there. Look, we from Charlotte. We don't go down there.
See, let Pep.
East Bend is west of Winston-Salem. Thank you, Reginald.
See, Pep, all them guys, all y'all guys from the show from these big cities, Chevy boy like me, we used to travel all over North Carolina trying to play playoff games. Hey, man.
We from the city. We don't go to. Hey,
I don't go to East Bend.
Philip, do you know what West Stokes at?
Nope.
Stokes County, right?
It's near. It's in the Winston-Salem area, man.
Okay, well, they ain't far from each other. All right,
Yeah,
well,
we're gonna play that, but nah, you talking about Yakinville?
I'll tell you one thing.
You Yakin me crazy.
Whoever got to go to Bavard to play, you better bundle up.
Oh yeah. Them getting the 1 seed is huge. That is a tough place to play, man. That's a tough place to play. Now, what does intrigue me here is the 8 seed Burns with the bye. They play the winner of Lexington and West Stanley. Lexington is a talented team in the Winston-Salem area. They had a kid that had 3 pick sixes earlier this year, a linebacker. 6'4" kid. Lexington.
Man, let me see who we playing.
Yeah. West Stanley is still a bit of a young team. They're developing. This experience will be good for them. Dominic Danzy is their kind of star player on offense. Caleb Foley, a talented linebacker on defense. An 8-9 matchup between Burns and Lexington, I think, will be interesting. Contrasting styles. Lexington's more of a spread offense. Burns, obviously with their big offensive line, they like the power and kind of one-back sets with an H-back kind of move guy. They can really run the football well. A Brevard Burns semifinal matchup in that 1-8 kind of pod there will be very interesting. I think that could be a really good football game between 2 physical, well-coached teams. And then we got the 5 seed Mount Pleasant. We know very well with
Mount Pleasant.
Hey, Pep.
Yeah.
Quick, my bad. Shout out to West Stanley, man. When my guy Ralph Jackson, he was the head coach. That was at Anson, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And my guy Hudson Snyder, man. Me and his mom were together. He used to be at Independence, and now he's at West Stanley playing quarterback, man. So shout out to Hudson, man.
Oh, excellent. Mount Pleasant will play the winner of Tuscola and East Burke.
Tuscola.
Yeah, we know Tuscola's a mountain team.
You know what? Hey, I'll give y'all $10 if you know what East Burke is.
Man, you keep your little $10, baby.
It's in Burke County, man. Give me my $10.
Like, what is you keep saying Burke County? Like, what is Burke County?
Burke County? No, Burke County.
I used to go to Burke County. We had Burke County in our conference for basketball when I was at Chevy.
Burke County's in the foothills.
You got like East Burke, Freedom.
Yeah.
All those schools right there.
Nah.
Pedro says East Burke is right beside Hickory. This could be a game show. Guess where the school is.
Hey,
look.
East Burke, Hickory.
Hey, look.
Freedom's in
West Charlotte, we ain't had no business going no Connolly Springs, North Carolina. We ain't going. We were not going.
I'm about to say back in the old days.
We ain't had no business going.
All the schools you hear now, pretty much all the schools you hearing now was all 2A.
Yeah. Look, we ain't had no business going there.
I used to go to East Burke and play, man. We always did basketball there. Got 2 gyms. Pretty nice campus, man.
2 gyms?
Yeah, they got 2 gyms.
Wow.
East Burke Cavaliers.
Yeah.
They got the big Cavalier logo in the center of the court, like how it was when LeBron James was there.
Man, he reminiscing now. Let's keep on going.
All right.
Hey, you know how we feel about Mount Pleasant. Shout out to MP, man. One of the most beautiful.
Yeah, Tuscola is a balanced offense. They are more run heavy, but they can throw the ball. They've thrown it 166 times versus 323 rushing attempts.
God,
so kind of a 2-to-1 ratio run the pass for Tuscola. Mount Pleasant, we know the kind of deal with them. If they can establish their run game, they can establish the line of scrimmage, they're going to have success. That's how they're going to roll. So if Tuscola gets past East Burke, it'll be interesting to see if Tuscola would kind of, lean more toward the pass, knowing that Mount Pleasant, really does well against the running game, struggles a little bit more facing the kind of a passing game. The 4 seed Pisgah has a bye, and they'll take on the winner of West Iredell and Ashe County. Now, West Iredale's coming off a game where they had 6 defensive touchdowns, state record.
West Iredale.
Yeah, they defeated Bunker Hill last week, 70-24. So I mean, you can't come in any hotter than West Iredale is coming into this playoff game against Ashe County. Pedro says West Iredale has a huge running back. Well, we know that guy very well. Well, at least I do. His name is Amario Spence. He's gotten some Division I offers. He also plays linebacker, and he's going to be a big piece to what they do here in this playoff run. I like their chances against Ashe County. Being at home, I'm pretty sure that crowd is going to be pretty fired up. I can't remember the last time West Iredale hosted a playoff game. It's got to be several years because Coach Fitzgerald has done a really good job in rebuilding that program. Ashe County comes into this game with a 3-7 record overall. They are more of a passing team. They will spread it out and they'll throw it. Peters, the quarterback, is a senior. He is a talented player, but they've struggled overall this year. So if West Iredale is able to turn them over, obviously that's going to make things a lot easier for them. For Ashe County, their wins this year came over Johnson County, Elkin, and North Wilkes, where they have some defensive struggles overall as a team. So we'll see what happens in that matchup. All right, the 3 seed is Newton Conover. They've had a really strong year with 8-2 record overall. They've got a bye, and they'll take on the winner of Fred T. Ford and Lake Norman Charter. And I believe were we just talking about Lake Norman Charter?
We were talking about we were talking about community school Davidson, but me and you were talking about Lake Norman Charter earlier.
Yeah.
We were saying that's an interesting game for him.
Yeah. Fred T. Ford, another one of these programs that has kind of struggled through the years, but they're having a better year this year. Really glad to see that, but I think this is a dangerous matchup for them because Lake Norman Charter, once again, has some guys that can make some plays, most notably Dorian Morgan.
Do you know where Fred T. Ford is at?
It's near Hickory.
Yeah, it's near Newton, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of near Newton, kind of. Shout out to my guy, Michael Ramsor, who's the head coach at Fred T. Ford, man. Shout out to my guy, Ram Squad.
Absolutely. Fred T. Ford is 4-6 overall this year. Their wins have come over. They beat Mountain Island in week 1, East Burke, Bunker Hill, and they just recently beat North Lincoln 27-7. So, in some of their other games, they've kind of struggled getting their offense going. So that's going to be a major key. Lake Norman Charter can definitely score. They've got some firepower on offense. Like I said, with Dorian Morgan and a couple of those other guys up there. So that could be an upset alert there with a 19 seed in Lake Norman Charter. 6 seed Maiden, very talented team. They have a bye. They'll take on the winner of North Surrey and Salisbury. Typically, Salisbury has been a powerhouse, but they are down this year. A much younger team. They lost a lot of kids to graduation over the past couple of years. Coach Trevette, no matter what, is going to have those guys ready to go. But, North Surrey coming into this one, I think you have to say they're a favorite. But I can tell you now, if Salisbury gets a couple of the guys that have been out injured back into their team and into the lineup for this one. It's going to be an interesting game to watch. There's just too much pedigree, too much tradition to just write them off. North Surrey this year is a 6-4 football team. They are definitely a run-first team. They've only thrown it 106 times this year versus 336 running attempts. They've got a 1,100-yard running back in Sweatman. So he'll be the key guy to stop for Salisbury. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see where.
Y'all know where Maiden's at?
Maiden, North Carolina.
It's in Maiden, North Carolina, near Newton Conover.
All right, the 7th seed, a team we know well, Stuart Kramer. They've got a bye coming off an 8-2 season. They've had a lot of success. And shout out to Coach Simmons and those guys. Coach
Simmons, he has to be Coach of the Year.
I think so.
From 2-8 to 8-2 in the first round bye, I don't think nobody expected that out of him his first year. Well,
absolutely.
First year out of those guys. So congratulations to those guys.
Absolutely. They'll play the winner. Now this is a tough
that Bandy South Rowan game.
Yeah, Bandy's and South Rowan. Bandy's, if you guys didn't know, took Hickory to overtime last week and lost 47-45. They have got some real offensive firepower, to Pedra's point right there. He's exactly spot on. I talked about this Bandy's team earlier this year when we were talking about them playing Kings Mountain. And I told the Kings.
They've been in every game.
Yeah, they are not a typical 10 seed here.
The only one they really didn't really show it was that East Lincoln game, but if you seen East Lincoln play, you know why. Like East Lincoln is. Yeah,
their record is 5-5, but their losses, like they lost by 5 to Kings Mountain, they lost by 1 to Newton Conover, they lost by 7 to Maiden, and they lost by 2 in overtime to Hickory. This is a dangerous team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is a dangerous team.
It ain't scrub. They're getting beat by like.
No, they've played teams very tough here. So
you got to even respect that East Lincoln loss. Like you got to respect that loss. That's not.
I mean, they put up 34 points.
Yeah,
they can score, and teams that can score in the playoffs are really tough, man. To that point about the quarterback, Mr. Sweat is a talented guy. Almost 2,500 yards passing.
Yeah, I'm watching his highlight right now. Good
24 touchdowns to 5 interceptions on the season. They've nearly got 1,000-yard running back. Ryder McClure, shout out to him, a CFI wide receiver top selection, has 62 catches for 1,004 yards and 15 touchdowns on the season. They got another guy in Henriksen who has 700 yards receiving and 8 touchdowns. These guys are someone that you cannot take light. This is a tough draw for Stuart Kramer. And then on top of that, it's a tough draw for High Brighton, the 2 seed. Bandy's is one of those. This is a disruptive team right here. I think they'll get past South Rowan, which is great for them to get into the playoffs, by the way. They're another one of these teams that have kind of been building up, but I think Bandy's has too much firepower for them. That Stuart Kramer Bandy's second round matchup, that's going to be something.
Watching the Pep, their offense is explosive. It's just the defense. It's like watching the sitting here watching them.
Mm-hmm.
It just that offense is dangerous, like y'all saying. Like wow.
Yeah.
But a defense, I see why. Yeah.
So a team like that, man, you might want to try to really control the ground game, but keep them off the field. You got that kind of explosive ability. But we'll see.
That quarterback got sweat. He went empty, fake it like he got play action, roll out, bootleg for a touchdown. Wow.
So the bottom of the bracket, we got Wilkes Central against RS Central, a 15-18 matchup, and the winner of them will take on High Brighton. And we know High Brighton traditional. Well, I say that, but Big Eye, your former quarterback's at High Brighton, correct?
Yeah, shout out to my guy Elon Lifford, man. He's out there at High Brighton right now, man. He's lighting it up. He's going crazy, putting on a great performance each and every night for High Brighton. Fun fact: Do y'all know where RS Central is?
Rutherfordton.
RS Central, Rutherfordton, Spindale. So that's where the RS comes from. So they are rivals with East Rutherford and Chase.
Okay.
This man over here is being a social study teacher right now.
Yeah, my boy Elin, man. He's a dog at High Bright, man. I think he's the biggest player on the field every time they play too.
Wow.
Man, he's a gunslinger, man. Great talent, great kid.
This dude well funny.
Great kid, come from a great family, man.
So Wilkes Central comes in here at 5-5, but they've lost their last 3 games. Now, granted, they played some really good teams, but they lost to Allegheny 42-6, Starmount 51-0, East Wilkes 53-0. So they're not coming in here playing their best football. Let me switch over to RS Central and see what we can find out about these
time
guys.
to get it going then.
Well, yeah, you got to do it now.
don't be like Colorado. Call Ray Lewis and then give you a speech. Then go get 40 pieces again.
Oh, RS Central is also 5-5. They're coming off a loss to East Rutherford 38-14. But they've defeated Drawn, Chase, Patton, East Burke, and West Caldwell. So, I mean, they've beaten the teams they're supposed to beat, but they've struggled against, I guess you would say better teams, so to speak. So, Big Eye, Joe's got a question there. The last time East Rutherford beat Shelby.
I don't think we can go back that far.
It's been that long. Okay.
Well, I think it's not been a while, Joe, but I know the last time they played in 2005, if I'm not mistaken, it's on YouTube. I think East Rutherford was up in the game, and then that star running back got hurt. Then Shelby was able to come back and take the lead and beat them. Now, I can't really tell you when the last time they have beat them. But I know all-time record is 72-21. So,
he said it's 2005.
Yeah, so it was. So I think that's the year they beat them in. Shelby got beat by East Rutherford in the regular season, and then they played each other in the playoffs like 2 or 3 weeks later, and Shelby beat them. Yeah, Pedro. I believe Tavares Jolly was on that team. Yeah.
All right, now we start getting to some brackets that are 5A West. Boy, oh boy.
Let's go.
The 1 seed is the South Point Red Raiders, which there was some controversy about this because Crest most notably defeated South Point head-to-head. But once again, we got the RPI system, head-to-head does not matter.
Yeah, how does a team who finishes third in their conference get the number 1 overall seed when you have a team who went 10-0?
Yeah.
And I think what may have gave, from looking at South Point's schedule, I think what may have gave them the boost is beating Hickory, and I guess then who Hickory had beat, because and I believe Mount Pleasant had a good year too. I think that's the only.
Yeah,
I think like Ashbrook playing West Met didn't help them, kind of give them that boost, But playing West Met and then who West Met played should have been good enough to boost Ashbrook to the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
That's in my opinion.
Well, Ashbrook's in 6A.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 6A. Well, 5A. I'm just saying, okay. But even still, so
no, but Crest has a good point too, because Crest
but I'm saying I think South Point beating Hickory is what gave them the boost over, because Hickory got what? What's that say?
Hickory is a 3 seed.
Hickory's a 3, and Crest is a 4. So I think with South Point beating Hickory, even though they got smacked by Crest, I think that kind of may have gave them the boost.
So South Point overall 8-2 on the season.
Yeah,
their losses came to Ashbrook, who is in 6A, and Crest, who is in 5A, but a 4 seed. And you see Joe's comment right there. It says strength of schedule and opponents. South Point's opponents' records were 28, 11, and 1.
Yeah, it's the Ambassador Christian and Hickory gang teams giving them the boost over everybody because of their opponent's opponent.
Got you. Okay. Well, they've got a bye, and they'll take on the winner of Huss and Irwin. So Hunter Huss, just coming off playing Ashbrook pretty tough. They lost that game 16-0, but I mean Ashbrook, I think, scored a touchdown with 3 seconds left in the game. So I mean they played them tough on the defensive side of things. Hunter Huss has had you go by their record, 5-5. It's literally an up and down year. They were 4-1 at one point, but they kind of got into conference play and had some struggles. They're coming in. They lost to Crest 62-7, lost to Kings Mountain 31-14, and lost to Ashbrook 16-0. Their team, they have some ability at the quarterback spot. They can really throw it around a little bit. Irwin is more of a spread team. They're from Asheville. A lot of us know them because West Charlotte went up there in the 3rd round and beat them pretty good last year. They're not the same team this year. Their best player was out for the season. He tore his ACL before the season started. Lawson Reynolds. They've got a talented quarterback. They're going to spread you out and try to throw it around a little bit. So it's nothing Hunter Huss haven't seen before. I like Hunter Huss to win in this matchup, but I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's something where either team is going to go run away from each other. A South Point Hunter Huss rematch. The first time they played, South Point beat them 53-6. So they have to do a lot of work to try and narrow that margin if they play again. We got Monroe as an 8 seed with a bye. They'll take on the winner of West Rowan and Southern Guilford. The big thing about West Rowan, they're coming in here playing some really good football. They've had an up and down season as well. But 2 weeks ago, they defeated Northwest Cabarrus in a game that's kind of surprised a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then they kind of went and backed that up when they defeated Salisbury last week, 49-7. So they're a team that's peaking at the right time. Southern Guilford, I saw them back in the Jamboree. They played Valentine Ridge. They played Valentine Ridge to a tie back at that Jamboree. They run a spread offense. They're better at running than throwing. But I like West Rowan because of the way they're playing right now. They got a sophomore running back in Devon White, who's averaging 122 yards on the ground. Caden Sanders is a really talented linebacker, is a tackling machine. If they were to move on and play Monroe, I think that's an interesting matchup. I think Monroe's playing some of their best football here as well. And then we get a South Point Monroe 3rd round matchup. That could be interesting there. That could be interesting. To Kendall Rudolph's point, he says, I think Monroe's hit their stride. Yeah.
Yes.
They defeated Mount Pleasant by 20 on the road. And that kind of opened my eyes a little bit because Mount Pleasant was playing good football going into that game. So interesting stuff there. All right, 5 seed East Lincoln. We know how good East Lincoln has been this year. Their only loss has been to Hickory by, I think it was 2 points. They've got a bye, and they're taking on the winner of West Henderson and East Rowan. Where's West Henderson?
Hendersonville.
Really? Is it? That was a real question. I don't know.
Hey, the way you answered it, though,
Oh, man.
he said, "Good try." Like,
I might be wrong. Let's see.
Well, I know West Henderson has a really good running back.
Yeah. West Henderson, Hendersonville. I think you got maybe. I don't know if they got East Henderson. I can't remember. But yeah.
Well, you got a West. You got to have an East, right?
yeah.
You don't got an East
You
Charlotte.
think, right?
We don't got the East Charlotte High School.
Yeah, East Mac.
East Mac.
I mean, yeah, true. I was saying like you ain't. I was saying like it ain't called like East Charlotte High.
I got you. Wes Henderson is 6-4 on the season. They got the running back I was referencing is Mr. McCraw. I've read about him on Prep Reds on North Carolina before. He's a senior with nearly 1,500 rushing yards and 17 touchdowns on the season. But they can throw the ball. They got Young at the quarterback spot. He's thrown 17 touchdowns and 4 interceptions this year. They got a couple of different talented receivers that can make some plays. So this is not your typical Mountain team. They can spread it around a little bit. East Rowan's had a good year. I'm really glad to see them into the playoffs here. They've had a lot of tough years here recently. They've got a couple guys that can do some things offensively. I believe Bonds is the receiver that's kind of their big play guy. They've got a guy that can run the ball really well. His name escapes me. He's been a Batman player before, though. And then they've got a linebacker who's a tackling machine. So I wish some safe travels up to Hendersonville. That's a pretty long ride because East Rowan is up here near Salisbury. And they're going to Hendersonville. That's probably no more than 2.5 hours. As I spoke to Caden Sanders, he has come on the stream and said, West Rowan will beat Selden Guilford by 90.
Talking about
Westbound, that's crazy.
Wow.
he said by 90.
If that happens, we'll definitely talk about it. I appreciate you watching, Caden. Thanks a lot, man.
He said West by 90.
Oh, man. The 4th seed is the Crest Chargers, and they have a bye. And they'll take on the winner of 2 teams we know pretty well in Concord and Forest View. Concord has they've been playing a lot better here recently. They're coming off a win over East Rowan. And then that program has probably one of the best kickers. And we hadn't really talked about special teams much tonight, but we get into these playoff games, special teams is really going to be a major deal.
It matter.
And Alexis Rosario is a really talented kicker. I mean, he's so good. He's hit a 52-yard field goal earlier this season.
God, dog.
I mean, to do that in high school,
hey, you need that.
Unheard of.
Send the leg out there.
I'm glad to see Forest View back in the playoffs. They kind of had some tough years here recently, but they've got a pretty strong offensive line led by Dayton Phillips at the center position. He really comes off the football well. They've got a couple guys that can do some things with the ball in their hands. They're not a pushover. So this is an interesting game here. Colin Black, Concord's quarterback, has been throwing the ball well. Their receiver, Davis, has had a couple of big games here in a row. Yeah, Joe, I agree. Forest View, big guy, didn't you say Forest View played Ashbrook?
Yeah, Forest View is in the same conference with like Ashbrook and Crest and Hunter. At that point. So yeah, they've been playing tough teams all year. So I'm sure them coaches and them players will be ready to go against Concord.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we got the 3 seed Hickory. They've got a bye. They'll take on the winner of the 14 seed Carson and 19 seed Montgomery Central. Carson is a run first team, run second team, and run third team. They are going to run the football no matter what. They played J.M. Robinson. I thought pretty tough for them. They lost that game 45-19, but they bounced back and they beat South Rowan last week 35-0. They're 5-5 on the season. They beat Mount Pleasant earlier this year, 35-32, probably their best win overall this year. So they are capable of playing some good teams tough. They've got a really good running back. And I really like this young man. He was an all-conference player as a freshman, Damon Broussard. He's got 661 rushing yards this year. They kind of run like a bit of a triple option, multiple kind of set offense. So they've got multiple backs with 600 yards, and another one 400 yards, and one near 300 yards. So they mix it up pretty well offensively in the run game. They've only thrown the ball 90 times this year to 365 rushes. So Montgomery Central, you're going to see the run game. Montgomery Central, they're going to be another run team as well. So this game might be done by 9 p.m. Montgomery Central, where is that, guys?
Montgomery County.
In Montgomery County. Let's see what that's at.
It's in Troy.
Troy, yep.
I've been there. Y'all been there?
No.
They have a really nice field, believe it or not.
I'll take your word. I'll take your word.
Montgomery Central is 4-6 on the season. When you look at them offensively, they are definitely a run-first team with the stats that are in Max Preps. They've thrown it 98 times versus 233 rushing attempts. So, yeah. All right. We have Franklin, the 6th seed with a bye, and they're taking on the winner of Forest Hills and Smoky
Mountain. Good old Smoky Mountain.
Forest Hills, for a long time in these projections, was predicted as a bye. And they lost to Monroe at the end of the season, 21-0. And that gave Monroe their conference championship over Forest Hills. From what I've heard, Forest Hills is dealing with, some injury situations. Hopefully those guys will get back and be ready to go here in the playoffs. They've changed quarterbacks in the middle of the season. But despite all that kind of stuff, they've been able to play well and be 8-2 on the year. I think they've got enough to get past Smoky Mountain. Smoky Mountain is led by the former coach that was at East Gaston. His name escapes me. Joe probably knows his name. But Smoky Mountain's in Silva, North Carolina. So this is a bit of a ride for them.
Oh, Silva.
Smoky Mountain's 3-7 on the season, 1-6 in conference play. Their wins came over Andrews, Forest View, ironically, 22-19, and East Henderson, 54-6. So there's an East Henderson.
There we go.
But they've lost 5 in a row coming into this game. So I like Forest Hills to move on here. Let me take a look at Franklin. Ironically on the show, I said I need to research Franklin, and now we're at the point where I'm going to look them up.
8-2.
Yeah, Franklin is in Franklin, North Carolina. So
that's in the mountains, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 8-2 on the season.
Yep.
Their only losses were to Murphy
and Brevard in overtime.
Wow. Okay, so this is a pretty good football team here.
That's all they telling you, right? We don't run the piss out of that ball.
Oh no, they've thrown it 126 times this year. It's a 408 run, so
they still running the piss out of that ball.
3-1 ratio. They got a sophomore running back. My goodness, young.
I'm sitting here looking at their formation, man. They run the ball.
1,577 rushing yards and 22 touchdowns for this guy. I need to research this kid. What a player. Quarterback has thrown 7 touchdowns and 3 interceptions and 882 yards on the year. So definitely a run-first team there for Franklin. So I think we'll see them match up with Forest Hills in the second round. All right, Northwest Cabarrus has a bye. They'll take on the winner of Oak Grove and North Lincoln. Interesting thing for Oak Grove here. They got a transfer from East Forsyth in the middle of the season. So I think Oak Grove can get past North Lincoln here. North Lincoln has a really talented running back in Landon Agee. But they lost, several kids to a really good team to graduation last year. And then Northwest Cabarrus, of course, we were there this past Friday night when they played J.M. Robinson, and J.M. Robinson really looked good. Northwest Cabarrus, they lost that game. They lost to West Moran, so they're not playing their best football going into the playoffs here. Hopefully, this bye week, I think, is coming at a really good time for them to kind of reset a little bit and kind of reassess their team. Josiah McLean, number one, is definitely their go-to guy in the passing game, and he's a really good defensive back. And Northwest Cabarrus Oak Grove game is going to be really, really good. Be really, really good stuff there. So our Dudley guy's saying we skipped Reedsville in 4A. Yeah, if Reedsville is east, then we didn't talk about them because we talk about the west.
Who cares about Reedsville, man?
They put Reedsville in the east.
I'll
scroll up and look.
I don't worry about it. Hey, man, Pat, we ain't got to do all that, man. We ain't
Oh man. So to Joe's point on North Lincoln, yeah, they lost a ton. Man. So I mean, it's a testament to them to get back into the playoffs. Northwest Cabarrus Oak Grove is going to be a really interesting second round game to watch if we see it.
Yeah.
So we got the 15 seed North Davidson.
Yeah, they said Reedsville, Randaman, and Carver are in the east.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, so we have, there are Eastern shows that I'm sure we'll talk about the East. Not that I don't hate the East, we just don't have time. like we're gonna be probably 2 hours tonight just talking about the West, So, yeah. But North Davidson, North Henderson, a 15-18 matchup here. The winner of that game will get Dan Robinson as a 2 seed with a bye. So North Davidson is a team that we know well as the Black Knights. I'll look them up here. See what they've been up to this year. In Lexington, North Carolina, near Winston-Salem, they're 6-4 on the year. Their 4 losses have come to Oak Grove, the aforementioned Oak Grove, Mount Tabor, Davie County, and Central Davidson. But they had 3 losses in a row in the middle of the season, so it seems like they kind of righted the ship before this last loss to Oak Grove. Taking on North Henderson, who I honestly have no idea. I'm just going to be straight up with you. I don't know.
North Henderson is in Hendersonville, man.
Is it? Man, that's a lot of schools.
I told you, North Henderson, West Henderson, Hendersonville.
Wow. Okay. They're 4-6 on the season. Their wins have come over Inca, RS Central, we mentioned earlier, East Henderson, and they just beat Smoky Mountain last week. Okay. All right.
Sorry about that, boss man. I had to be a father right quick.
Yeah, that's okay. We're just talking about North Henderson. So,
man, this the Henderson playoffs, is it?
I'm telling you. They've thrown the ball 110 times. They ran it 300 times. Oh, my goodness. They've got a sophomore running back, Willis, who has over 2,000 yards rushing and 24 touchdowns. Wow. Okay. So, obviously, the key is to stop him. Number 20, Parker Willis. Okay. I'm telling you, I got to look up some of these guys for Prep Red Zone, man. It's impressive stuff, man. All right. Yeah. So either one of those teams get to J.M. Robinson, I really think it's a tough matchup, though. I mean, they're playing really well right now.
J.M. playing good ball right now.
Yeah, I think J.M. will cruise until they match up with Hickory. That's when they'll play somebody that I think that's even level, or I think that'd be their most competitive game.
The Hickory or the East Lincoln, whoever win that.
Well, no, they'll see Hickory because 2 and 3 are played. And
Crescent,
right.
Yeah,
Crescent have to see
East Lincoln
up top.
Ooh,
yeah, so
boy.
I think J.M. Robinson's gonna do what they need to do. They're gonna pretty much cruise, and then when they finally get the matchup with Hickory, that'll be the one of the best games in the playoffs. So.
Yeah.
And the good thing about it, JM will have that game at JM, so Hickory road, and I know it's kind of tough to win at Hickory, so that's a plus for J.M. Robinson with their coaches and their players. Man, they get to have their games at home. So, and it's looking good for J.M. to pretty much kind of have all their playoff games at home because a potential with South Point having to play Crest again, whatever the case may be. Crest kind of has the upper hand with South Point, so you just never know how that'll match up. J.M. Robinson may be sitting at home up until the state game.
Yeah.
Very good point. Very good point. Jared Holmes says, I would love to be in these playoff selection meetings.
All it's gonna do is hurt your head.
It's just RPI, man. I mean, they just literally they published the final RPI and it reads like an old school dot matrix printout.
Yeah, that's all it is the RPI, and then they
that's it.
48, and then they split the 48 based off east west. They do best they can, really. Like high school OT, they predict the playoff to the T this year. I don't think they missed one. That's how it was. I don't think, like, when I looked at it, it was the same.
Good stuff. All right, 6A in the West, the 1 seed Watauga. Very well coached team by Coach Habich. Those guys just continuously reload. It doesn't matter who graduates. It doesn't matter what they don't have. They just find new guys to step up. They have a bye. They'll play the winner at St. Stephen's and Mount Tabor. Interestingly enough, St. Stephen's is only a 5-5 team this year, but they played Watauga very tough last week, and they lost by 10. So that'll be interesting if they get a rematch there in the second round to see if they could potentially pull an upset there. Obviously, they know each other very well. They lost that game 28-18. Mount Tabor is a team that started slow this year, but they picked it up as the season has gone along. Overall, it's not coming up for some reason. Let's try that. There we go. Mount Tabor's in Winston-Salem, for those that may not know. Last week, they defeated Glenn 26-0. They're 5-5 on the year overall. As I said, they started out 0-4 this year. But they picked it up.
You might have said it. I think this is St. Stephen's first time making the playoffs in football.
Ever?
I think I seen something where they said, congratulations, St. Stephen's, the first time making the playoffs.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken.
Well, congratulations.
I'm sure Pep knows. I mean, I'm sure Joe knows.
Yeah, somebody knows that for sure. Please let us know. That's great.
Let's go, St. Stephen.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, Mount Tabor.
I think it might be their first time in the playoffs in a while. I can't remember. They was in the playoffs and what does it look like? 2017, maybe, or something like that.
Okay, got you. Mount Tabor is playing some good football, man. The only game they've lost in their past 6 was to Oak Grove, and they lost that game 52-42. So
is that their spot in the ball?
They got a shot here. But either one's going up to Watauga in the playoffs. We all know how tough of a proposition that is.
Watch the special teams. Watch
Watauga special teams.
I remember, man. I mean, we played Watauga. What was that? 2 years ago, we went down there. You got a lot to prepare for. Yeah,
that special team. You better spend a lot on this special team. I'll go ahead
and that JV team won the conference too. So I mean, I don't necessarily know how they always just find a way to get the number 1 seed, whatever the case may be. But I mean, they're going to be a good team. You got to prepare for, and it's all about what time you got to go play them.
Yeah.
Because I remember when we went down there, the security guard, I was warming up with the linebackers in our area, and the security guard was like, "Coach, well, you lucky y'all came here this week, because if you was here last week when Mallard Creek was, boy, it was freezing."
Yeah.
So when we got off the bus, we felt like we was at home.
No, you telling the truth, but y'all, whoever played with Tiger, you got
Pep.
Boom.
That should be an easy one. I was like, that should be easy.
Yeah.
No, but that head coach is really good at what he do up there. So You know, we talk a lot of junk about why they always in, but he's really good.
He is.
That special team stuff, boy, I'm telling you, why they
Yeah,
do
we
some stuff.
spent the same amount of time on special teams that we did offense and defense that week.
I clear you got to because it's different.
And they will formation the heck out of you.
Yes.
And they will trade and
they're gonna do a lot of tackle over, unbalanced, trick plays. So the head coach I had in high school, Coach Lansware, he took a job at Appalachian State and was coaching there. And his son has went to Watauga. He said they practice football for like 3 hours every day, and they go through all their stuff. So them kids know it like the back of their hand.
Yeah.
And they do it JV. You do a JV, varsity. Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Wow. All right, well, let's pick it up a little bit. We got 8 seed Charlotte Catholic. They got a bye. They'll take on the winner of 9 seed AC Reynolds and the 24 seed South Caldwell. AC Reynolds, not the same AC Reynolds, 6-4 this year. They've been playing better as of late, but they just lost to TC Roberson 21-14 coming into playoffs. So
the Rockets are not rocking.
Nah, I mean, I think they still are going to be a tough back because you got to go there. But they have to come down the road and play Charlotte Catholic. But
yeah. And Charlotte Catholic.
Shout out to Coach Shane Laws, man. They're going to be ready to go. They got one of the best atmospheres of a home game that you will see. AC Reynolds is beautiful. Beautiful backdrop.
Charlotte Catholic kind of had some struggles there for the last couple of weeks, but they picked it up here recently, coming off a win over Piedmont. From what I understand, there's been some coaching changes for Charlotte Catholic. So this bye will really help them kind of get more acclimated going into this playoff run here. The 5 seed Sun Valley really turned it on here as the season went along. They got a bye. They'll take on the winner, the 12 seed Olympic Trojans and the 21 seed Ragsdale. Of course, we know Olympic very well. They won their conference. They played some close games within conference play, but they were able to find a way to win all those games. So congratulations to them winning on the conference championship. I'm going to look up Ragsdale and see how they've been doing this year.
You know where Ragsdale's at?
Jamestown.
You know where Jamestown at?
Nope.
Right outside of Greensboro. Man.
Yeah, right outside Greensboro.
Ragsdale is.
Shout out to Sun Valley, my guy Brandon Creech out there, man. Y'all get the job done.
Really good line.
They playing good. They playing good ball out there.
Ragsdale's 3-7 on the year. But you know what's funny? They won their last 3 games.
So they say they on the road. I believe, man, my college coaches are at Ragsdale, if I'm not mistaken, man.
Okay.
My guy, Coach Crum and Coach Jando, I think they're at Ragsdale, if I'm not mistaken.
Good stuff. They beat Ben L. Smith, Western Guilford, and I guess this is Southwest Guilford.
Yep.
All the Guilfords.
In there with a 3-game winning streak. All right, so let's see if they can keep that going. They go into Olympic.
Positive. Hey, we lost the first 7, but we won the last 3.
Hey, man. Hey, you get in, you get a chance.
And that helped them for conference, though. So, I mean, they didn't finish last in the conference.
Yeah, they were 3-3 in the conference. All right, 4 seed Freedom with a bye. Freedom is not your typical Foothills team. They will throw the ball very well. Caden Davis at quarterback is very talented. He's got a couple of receivers that he can hook up with in the passing game. They'll take on the winner of Southeast Guilford and Central Cabarrus. Central Cabarrus, we know well, of course, DeMonte Jones, the talented running back, is the guy for Central Cabarrus. If he plays well, they'll have a shot. Southeast Guilford, I'll have to look up here.
Southeast Guilford.
Look at Coach Pep. Shout out to Freedom, man. I believe their head coach is calling both offense and the defense right now.
J.K. Davis, he doing all that?
I think he's doing both. I believe.
Yeah,
doing both, man. So that's just a testament to the buy-in that the kids have.
Morganton Freedom.
Yep, good old Freedom High School out there in Morganton.
Yeah.
So,
when I used to drill, I used to buy there.
Southeast Guilford is 6-4 on the season. They're coming in here. They lost to Northern Guilford 35-0. So not playing their best football necessarily coming into this one. If Central Bears can run the ball, they got a shot. They got a shot there.
They don't run the ball. They don't. You already know they don't try. That's what they do.
The 3 seed Ashbrook has a bye. They'll take
The
all
way, baby.
Oh, there it is.
The way, baby. Got ride the way, baby.
Ride the wave.
Oh Lord.
They said that's all CFI care about. They said all CFI do is push Ashbrook. That's all they do, man.
I've heard that said about us. So we helped them.
Don't get mad. Hey, don't get mad. Just ride the wave.
They be using that at Ashbrook over there. Ride the wave, baby.
Hey, well, we'll say CFI is a proud supporter of all the surrounding areas, football teams and programs, and we don't put one team above the rest. We love them all.
Yeah, not me. Now I'm playing that. Yeah, we love you.
I said CFI love them all. Now us as individual entities.
Yes. Yeah, like Frank Lucas say, I ain't scared out.
No. They'll take on the winner of Statesville and Alexander Central. Statesville's had an up and down year, but they've got some big guys on both sides of the line. Alexander Central's going to run the heck out of the football. Those two teams will know each other very well. They're both in the same area of the state. But either one of them getting past, I think Ashbrook Statesville in the second round matchup is interesting. I think we have a very physical football game.
Yeah.
But to Joe's point, a Dudley Ashbrook third round matchup.
Yeah, that's the one I want. That's the one I want to see.
Dudley really playing well now after a tough start to the season. They'll take on the 22 seed Glenn. I think I like Dudley there, in all honesty. Glenn does have a couple guys that can make some plays. The 7 seed TC Robertson with a bye. I think this sets up well for Kings Mountain, man. Playing the winner of playing Ben Al Smith in the first round and then going to TC Robertson in the second round. I think a lot of people across the state are probably wondering what happened to them against Crest, because just seeing that kind of result.
I think that Crest game was. I can assure. I think I know what happened with Crest during practice. I'm sure them coaches took it to the chin, whatever case may be, held the players accountable. The coaches held themselves accountable, and they came out that week of practice and said, "We got to make a point to let people know that we are still for real." And
they ran straight at them.
And them kids probably was sleeping going into the Ashbrook game a little. I ain't gonna say sleeping. They probably was sleeping a little bit because they was up and then they blew the game. They blew the lead and lost it at the end. But I'm sure those Crest coaches said, "Hey, we gotta let people know we still the real deal." And
they did.
So they went out there. I mean, I think that might be the worst loss in Cleveland County football history when it comes to county teams versus county teams. Just in period. I don't think a Cleveland County team has ever lost 70-0.
Yeah, I was shocked. I watched it and I had to turn it on. I said, ooh.
I was not seeing the score. I was like, they was calling it out at the Shelby Burns game. It was all I heard 35-0 first quarter, 49-0 halftime. I said, good Lord. Then you see 70. That means the backups got in.
But I think Kings Mountain bounced back playing on Smith.
You hope that's tough to come back from.
Well, yeah.
I think they'll be fine against Smith, but and maybe Kings Mountain can do what Crest did. Maybe that wakes up Kings Mountain and they might try to go on a little run.
Because them versus TC Robertson don't be a good game. That's gonna be a real good game for them right there. No, Shelby beat Kings Mountain.
I love that, Pep. I figured that, Joe. I love that. Shelby beat Kings Mountain 80-0 in 1923. This is the second largest loss in county. It's nothing wrong with Kings Mountain being on the wrong side of history 2 years. There's nothing wrong with that.
That makes you. But like, yeah. I guess we'll keep on going.
Pep left in the screen froze, so we gotta pull our bracket up, right? Oh, there you
go. I got it right here. We got No, I ain't finished, Pep.
Y'all are still going?
Man, he was talking about King Mountain, man. Go back up.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, so there you got what? Asheville and Western Guilford right there. Go ahead, Matt, because that mountain teams, I don't do that.
Hey, Asheville also has a beautiful stadium and with a great backdrop.
You want me to tell you something? When you say that, when you talk about a team, all you talk about their stadium and the backdrop. That's like telling ugly girl that dress is really nice on you. You know,
well, they lost a huge piece. Meet Sadell. He's the quarterback at Dorman now, who just won the region championship. So you lose your quarterback and go to Dorman, and the quarterback region championship. That lets you know how good he is. So
there you go. And then you got go ahead, Matt.
Western Guilford is 5-5 on the season. They've lost their last 3 games in a row, including a loss to Ragsdale, who we just talked about, 40-3.
Oh, Ragsdale.
They lost to Page 56-0 and lost to Dudley 41-3. So they are really struggling coming in here to the playoffs. It'll be interesting to see if they can find some of their early season magic and get that back. Asheville comes in here with a 5-5 record as well. They beat Inca 20-17. So a close win.
That's that team. What's the card played earlier?
They've won 3 in a row. They beat North Buncombe the week before, and they beat Irwin the week before that. So
and they lost to AC Reynolds.
Yes, 26-7.
Yeah, all right, we go to let's go on to 07A.
Winner of that will play Northern Guilford, who was a very talented team. 2 seed with a bye. They got a really good quarterback in Jackson Kemp to watch out for. 7A. All right. In the West, we have Grimsley as the number 1 seed with a bye. They'll take on the winner of our friend, Coach Davidiak, in the 16 seed, RJ Reynolds, in the 17 seed, West Cabarrus Wolverines, led by Matt Jenkins.
I would go ahead and tell you that game is going to be interesting right there. Don't sleep on West Cabarrus. That quarterback is dangerous. That quarterback, once he get going, it could be a very interesting game. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that. Of course, I want to see Reynolds win. I got personal reasons, but I want to see RJ win. But West Cabarrus is a dangerous team right here. You know what I'm saying? They are dangerous. West Cabarrus is playing some really good football as of lately once they got in conference. So they've been picking it up. But I like what Coach Dave doing up there. Man, he getting it done. I was proud of him because when he went up there, boy, Pepper tell you, we was like, woo, he made a program. I would tell y'all that he made a program up there. So
yeah, they started out the season very well at 6-0. And they got a new stadium on campus. They're making a lot of positive progress. But in saying that, they lost their last 4 games here going into the playoffs. So not coming in playing the best football, but they played some really good teams in those last 4 games. West Cabarrus 5-5 on the season. They played very well in conference play. They got off to a slow start to the season, playing some good teams. But in conference play, they defeated Berry, Hickory Ridge, Harding, Cox Mill in overtime, and Central Cabarrus in overtime. So 3-point loss to Olympic, 10-point loss to A.L. Brown last week. So, of course, we know with the quarterback, John Tate Harrison, he is the main guy to stop, and he's been a load at that quarterback spot.
Yeah, he's
big kid, 6'4", 200+ pounds, dual threat kid. If he plays well against RJ Reynolds, West Cabarrus has a really good chance of getting the win. Jack Britt out of Fayetteville has a bye, taking on the winner of Davie County and the West Meck Hawks, getting in a 24 seed. We all know it's been well chronicled. They are 1-9, but they played a very strong schedule. Literally, the only team they played that was not a playoff team was last week against Garinger. We were there for it. West Meck's playing with a freshman quarterback. very talented kid in Dylan Lineberger. They've
He
got
don't play like he don't play at no freshman.
No, he's very confident. He's very confident. He's got some athletic guys that can catch in space. Blackshear is a good running back.
Shout out to Sean.
Yeah, they've got a talented defensive lineman who's got D1 offers and Antonio Flowers.
Is that
Tyson,
9? That's number 9?
Tyson Stansel's number 9. He's a linebacker. Yeah.
Hey, that's a ball player.
So they have some talented guys. Davy Cannon's got talented guys too, and Elijah Chafin, talented receiver on the outside of Ethan Driver, talented sophomore quarterback. So Davie County's been playing really well. Coach Henson's done a great job in his first season.
Oh Lord, that's where he is.
Yeah. So tough game for West Mac, but when I asked Coach Beatty about getting in, he said the experience will be really good for his young team. So they're going to have a really good experience here for sure. We got Reagan, 5 seed with a bye, taking on the winner of A.L. Brown, the 12 seed, and South Iredale, the 21 seed. Know these teams well. A.L. Brown's got a talented running back, Lamar Greer, who's had a really good season. Settles at the quarterback spot, has done a really good job being a dual threat player. They've had several guys step up on defense and be key guys on that side of the ball. South Iredale, Brody Hunt at receiver. He's a really good kid. They've got a talented offensive lineman in Brooks Culp. South Iredale can really throw the football time up front. This is an interesting game here.
They both familiar with each other too, because they just came out of conference with each other from last year.
Good point. So we'll see if the Wonder fans really come out and kind of pack the stadium there.
You already know they don't be there for them. But not like you say, people sleep. Well, not sleep on South Iredale. Very explosive pass. Like they throw the ball better than what you think they do. Like they really could let that ball fly over there. So I don't know. It's not. I don't really like the game for them because A.L. Brown they don't do what they do. They don't run that ball, and that quarterback Sale's been playing very well too. So, and that defense, the defense playing like A.L. Brown pretty good this year. I don't really say that about them all the time, but they have, but it's gonna be a good game, I would say.
All right. The 4 seed, the Mooresville Blue Devils, coming off a big win over Lake Norman last week in a big rival game.
Had me scared.
They get a bye. They play the winner of an interesting Charlotte game here. We got Butler hosting Hopewell.
I would tell you this. It is an interesting game because Hopewell's that defense not bad, but I think in order to beat Butler, you got to be able to stop that run and stuff like that. Big Eye can tell you more about it. He just playing. But Hopewell, I think offensively, and they could settle on one identity, they'll be fine. But Butler, I don't know. I think Butler don't win that game because that run, you got to stop that run and them formations and all that stuff. And you don't get to tackle over stuff and all that. But it ain't, you ain't accustomed to seeing Butler where they're at right now. But that's what happened when you got it's a rebuild. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say that, but that ain't no offense to none of them, but that is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'll be a very interesting. I think it'll be a very interesting game. Butler gets it at home. I believe those guys will be ready to go. You can't count out Coach Hales with everything that he does. If you're not prepared, you're gonna be in for a long game. I mean, they've shown they can compete with a lot of the good teams. They have different ways of playing, so you just never know what you're gonna get, and it's gonna be one of those games where it's gonna be hard to prepare for. I think Hopewell, you have to be aggressive but disciplined because of all the different things that they're gonna try to throw at you with Butler. But I wouldn't sleep on Butler. I mean, their coaching staff is used to playing in playoffs. They have a head coach who's won state championships and won plenty of playoff games. So, playoff pedigree always plays a part once you get into these games. So It'd be a good game to see if you're in the Charlotte area for sure.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it on Wednesday's Football Focus Weekly show for sure. All right, the 3 seed Independence Patriots, they got a bye, and they're going to take on the winner of 14 seed Greensboro Page and the 19 seed McDowell. McDowell is not the old McDowell that you know and love. They are throwing the football up at McDowell this year. And I think this game is very interesting. McDowell is in Marion.
Oh, Marion.
I've never been
Marion.
I've been there. The only reason why I've been there because I was in the military and I used to drill in Morgantown. I used to have to go to Marion and go to their National Guard base down there and get them during trucks and stuff. But that's the only way you'll catch me down there, Marion or Morgantown.
Well, McDowell's coming in here. They've lost their last 4 games, all to playoff teams in Alexander Central, St. Stephen's, Watauga, and Freedom. But on the season, they have, like I said, thrown it more. They've thrown it 232 times and rushed it 294 times. So very balanced offensive attack here. Multiple receivers with over 20 catches this season. They kind of spread it around in the run game as well. It's like their quarterback's more of a dual threat guy. He's rushed for 326 yards this season, along with throwing for nearly 2,000, along with 17 touchdowns. Now, we all know Greensboro Page has tradition and a lot of history within their program. They've played better football this year with a 7-3 record overall. Their losses have come to Charlotte Christian in week 1, Dudley by 4 points mid-season, and losing to Grimsley 48-14. Everyone else they have defeated. Some relatively close games mixed in there, but overall they've kind of grown. They were a playoff team last year. You guys remember they gave Palisades all they wanted on the road last year before Palisades came back and put them away. They're more of a run team. They've had several guys rush the ball this year. No real major standout. The leading guy has 600 yards on the ground. They've played 2 quarterbacks this year, throwing 165 times. Kind of a varied receiver attack as well. So not one guy to really pinpoint on them offensively. I do like them because they're at home, and then they'd have to go on the road to Independence in the second round. As I said before, I think the Patriots are playing some of their best football all season long, coming in here to the playoffs. Obviously, coming off the big win over their rival, the Butler Bulldogs last week. They are poised to make a run in this bracket, I believe.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Webb and his photo shoot after the game. It was wonderful on Facebook seeing trophy.
First of all, whoa.
It was a photo shoot, man.
We gotta make sure we provide clarity. A photo shoot is something that you pay for and you pose for. If you taking pictures of me during the game that I knew nothing about, it's not a photo shoot.
You pose with that trophy, boy. It look good. You look good. Hey, when the mixtape drop?
Hey man. I've been on the hey man, as Karen Beck said, I've been on the roof, so I ain't got many videos. Hey, but I was on the field the last 2-3 weeks, so
we might get to that.
You just never know, man. You just never know.
What the song don't be this shit. We got to wait to watch.
Gosh.
The hottest mixtape in the city, baby.
We've been live too long. I'm sorry.
That Weber tape, baby.
The 6 seed Richmond Senior has a bye. They'll take on the winner of the 11 seed Port Ridge and the 22 seed Cutlerton, which is a conference.
Yeah, I'm about to say, isn't that a rematch of conference?
Yeah,
yes, sir.
So I'll tell you what happened in the first game these two teams played. Porter Ridge is 6-4 on the season, and they defeated Cupperton the first time around back in September, 42-17. So it's a big margin. Cuthbertson's really going to run the ball at Mason Ivino. Obviously, these guys are going to know each other very well. In that game, they had several different guys step up. Ryshawn Elmore being the leading rusher.
God damn.
They had a couple touchdowns. I don't know if these stats are accurate.
Either way. Baby. And you know, we get the combo, the finger get a little tricky.
But the main point is Porter Ridge has to stop Mason Ivino. Mason Ivino just had a game where he rushed for over 300 yards. They lost to Marvin Ridge 31-28. But they're going to know each other inside and out. So coaches hate to see a conference rematch in the first round because, they're going to have to, try to go back and look at their film from the previous game, try to break tendency a little bit, maybe show, some different stuff out of similar formations, things like that. But if either one of those teams move on to play Richmond Senior, it'll be an interesting game. For sure.
I want to see the not predicting, but Porter Ridge versus Richmond will probably be really, really good. A really, really physical game right there.
Well, we'll see if it happens. 7 seed Lake Norman coming off a really strong performance, even though they lost. They got a bye to play the winner of the 10 seed East Forsyth and the 23 seed Purnell Sweat.
Purnell
Sweat.
Where is that at?
I think that's kind of Purnell Sweat is kind of in the. It might be. I might be off. It might be somewhere in Fairfield area. Maybe I'm not sure.
It's definitely considered an Eastern school typically, but they have gone west for whatever reason.
Once they put Jack Brick in there, I said, boy, I'm glad I ain't coaching because Coach, we going to Jack Brick this week. Y'all going to Jack Brick.
Yeah, it's about Pembroke. Yeah, Jack Brick.
Thank you, Dakota. Pembroke. Yes. That's
also shout out to Miss Emily. I appreciate that, Miss Emily. Yeah, we got some haters over here, man. That's all, man.
Hey, no, Eddie, I was impressed with it. I said, look at him posing with that thing, boy. Look at him.
You know I got some pictures I ain't posted yet, so you know.
I know you did.
Oh, good gracious. God. Purnell Sweat is 3-7 on the season. They're coming off a win in overtime over Lumberton, 24-21. They've also defeated Red Springs 14-12 in overtime and Douglas Bird 36-14 this year.
Douglas Bird.
Yeah, I think I like East Forsyth here to move on and have a heck of a second round matchup against Lake Norman there. The 15 seed Marvin Ridge taking on the 18 seed Chapel Hill. We know Marvin Ridge pretty well. Let's look up Chapel Hill.
Punch you in the mouth.
Chapel Hill arguably are the Tigers. They are 6-4 on the season. They have lost to Apex, Sanderson, Hillside out of Durham, and Southern Durham. So they played some good schools. This is going to be a really good matchup here, I believe. God, man, Marvin Ridge has thrown the ball a little bit more than usual this year.
Quarterback.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that one turns out. The winner gets a nice prize with Weddington. So congratulations on that.
You already know one of them don't care because they play, Marvin Ridge always play Weddington pretty good. So
yeah, they struggled with them this year though.
Well, they gotta get Weddington.
Well, yeah. They've played ever since Weddington lost to Myers Park. They have played some incredible football.
And they got that secret weapon. That's what happened.
Now that's not the only reason.
They pick it. They click. I think the Twins woke up. The Twins, they've been going crazy.
So since the loss to Myers Park, they defeated Monroe 49-7, Crest 31-10, Charlotte Catholic 42-7, Sun Valley 21-6, Marvin Ridge 47-0, Cuthbertson 34-7, Porter Ridge 42-0, and Piedmont 49-0.
Good, great. They last 4 games. They've been shutouts.
Well, they gave up 7 to Cumberson.
They felt bad that game.
All right.
Like you said, it's been 7-10. Whoa. Damn. Oh yeah.
8-8. Last one of the night. The first, number 1 seed, the Huff Huskies, have a bye. They'll take on the winner of the 8 seed South Meck Sabres and the 9 seed Palisades Pumas.
Looking forward to this game.
Tell us why.
Hey, these are 2 physical teams, very well coached. Joe Evans, the job he done at South Meck this year, we didn't think South Meck was going to be like this year. I'm just being honest with you. But he did an outstanding job because he lost his back. The running back, he had to replace a running back. He had to replace some pieces over there. Palisade, they had to find something going on with the quarterback and stuff like that. And they, it just been, you really don't know what's going to come out of this game. You don't know what Palisade team you don't get. But South Meck don't bring the best out of Palisade. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that because South Meck, even though they got blown out by Morris Park, we got to address that. They got what they got against Morris Park. But Morris Park is really good. We'll talk about that later on. But South Meck to push them, but I don't see either one of them teams next week really, now that Huff running game and that O-line getting confident, that O-line playing really well. That's why I was telling people, like, Huff O-line haven't really been playing. They've been playing decent, but the last 2 games, but again, just that Morris Park front was very impressive. That run game they still run it. You know what I'm saying? And then once they deep threat come back, well, they still got deep threats out there, and you can't really say who you got to worry about on Huff offensively. Now they run the ball. That defense is nasty. You gotta give Chachi, Coach Sullivan some credit like he do. You gotta give Bird. You gotta get that whole defensive staff over there at Huff credit. We always want to say, well, this people are good, that person is good, and stuff like that. But man, it's gonna be interesting. But that South Meck and Palisade game is really, really, really gonna be really good. It should be very physical. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think this might be a game producer will go and check out. I will not be at a game this week, but we'll talk more about this game on Football Focus Weekly on Wednesday night.
Pep say he got a job. That's why.
That's right. 4 seed Miller Creek, they have a bye. They'll take on the winner of the 5 seed West Forsyth Titans and the 12 seed Northwest Guilford. West Forsyth is 8-2 this year, and they are playing some lights out football. The last 4 games, they've won 35-0, 55-0, 35-0 over Reagan, a strong playoff team, and 53-0. 4 straight shutouts for this defense. I think they're a favorite here. And to be honest with you, that 4-5 matchup, if that were to happen between Mountain Creek and West Forsyth, would be a heck of a football game.
That would be an interesting game.
2 physical football teams that love to run the football, and they also have ability to throw it around a little bit. We could have a really good second round.
And they already played Northwest Guilford. They beat them 35-0 earlier this year.
Well, there you go. All right. The 3 seed, Myers Park Mustangs, they've got a bye. Well earned. They've had a really good season. They'll take on the winner of 6 seed Pinecrest and 11 seed Chambers. Chambers, we know, has been battle tested in probably the best conference in North Carolina. I think the way this lines up, they are probably happy to see a team outside of Charlotte that does not know them as well as the teams in Charlotte do. So Pinecrest is a good football team. They're 8-2 on the season. Their 2 losses have come to Cleveland, a really good team in the Raleigh area in the Eastern bracket, and to Richmond Senior last week, 58-27. So not coming in playing their best. Can Chambers pull an upset here?
See, the thing about them is Pinecrest, if they still run the same offense they've been like running since the dawn of time over there, you gotta study them formations and stuff like that. They find like the most physical person to play that dive back, that whatever they call it, and he's gonna hit that hole every time. They're physical. Chambers still gotta be able to take a punch. You know, like literally, you don't have to get punch. You don't get punched in the mouth in that game.
So Pinecrest has thrown it 202 times. They ran it 391. So a 2-to-1 ratio run to pass. The quarterback has thrown for nearly 1,600 yards with 16 touchdown passes. You have a running back who's run for nearly 1,600 on the year with 22 touchdowns. They have a lot of different receivers. They spread it around.
Yeah, they doing that. Yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like, yeah. It's the speed. That's all you want to worry about. It's the speed, but
I think Chambers I think they've got a shot.
They do.
I really do.
They do. Like it's like what we've been saying. That offense get going. That defense is pretty good. That defense is really pretty good. So
yeah, if they can find some offensive rhythm, that's
yeah. But that's what we've been saying all year.
Defense has the abilities here, so
we've been saying that all year.
Game.
Yeah.
The 2 seed, the West Charlotte Lions, well-deserved bye. They'll take on the winner of a rematch they literally just played last week. Providence and RG Kill. Oh my gosh.
The thing about this game, the thing about this game, West Ward got to get Providence off that win last week.
Yeah.
And go back and get going. And knowing West, he'll have them ready. You know, I know you're excited. That was a big win for Providence. I've been, like I tell y'all on the show, I've been part of that Providence AK thing. As a former Providence Panther coach, I was glad to finally see we got with a hump and got through AK. But now you got to do something that's real tough. It beat them twice. Greg,
very
Coach Joachim over there, they're very well coached. They're young, they rebuilding, but they're very well coached. Watch AK play. They're very well coached. They don't switch some things up. They look better in the second half because it was 21-7 or 14. It was 21-7 going to halftime, wasn't it? Something like that. I forget.
Yeah, 21-7. Yeah.
And they won the game, 28-14?
Mm-hmm.
So that's telling you that he knows defense. He's really good at what he does. So I'm pretty sure them kids are like, all right, we're going back to where we lost it, and we got to prove points. So, you know, both of them should enjoy the ride because I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, next week you letting them Lions, you letting them rest for a week, and you better hope they come out cold, but I don't think they are, and that's dangerous. West Charlotte getting some chance to, you know, everybody got some bumps and bruises and stuff like that, but I think I would tell Pep the most interesting thing about this part of the bracket is we potentially get to see a Mars Park versus West Charlotte.
Yep.
That's almost as exciting as West Charlotte potentially playing Huff in that 4th round. I'm going to go Mars Park, if y'all have not watched Mars Park play this year, and y'all just going off what they did, that loss they took to Huff and stuff like that, and I think they lost to Mallard Creek too, correct?
Yes.
If y'all go off them 2 losses, y'all need to go watch them. That front, that D-line is nasty. That's why I was shocked what Huff did to him. And that kind of defeats the purpose of what West Charlotte does because they like to get that run going and then start hitting them over the top. But at the same time, Portis really can't guard all them receivers at West Charlotte. He probably take one out, but then it's going to be on the other person in the secondary to step up.
No, they got talent. They got talent in the secondary.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's dangerous. I'm more excited for that. Now I'm the line. I want to see West Charlotte Huff, but I really do want to see West Charlotte Mars Park. I really do. I told Matt and everybody who be watching the show, y'all know I don't go to young boy games, but that young boy game right there, I would be at Huff. I got to buy a ticket or I got to make some phone calls. I would be there.
Hey, don't worry, because we don't buy tickets. I don't care what the deal is. We're gonna be there one way or another. Okay.
Yeah. But I would say, I know everybody's saying AA is a cakewalk for the West. I would tell you, Millbrook is really good. out east. You always gotta watch Roseville, Holger, but Millbrook is what they've been doing this year. It's been really good. So I would say you gotta watch out. There's some good games. The West, we could potentially knock ourselves out that mess us up because one through 4 is powerhouse. But then you gotta get West Forsyth. West Forsyth to play they play really good football. You know what I'm saying? So you just don't know what you're gonna get and stuff like that. Excuse my daughter, she just want to be on the camera sometimes.
Well, when seeing your daughter, that means it's time to end the stream. We've been on for 2 hours. We appreciate everybody watching. We'll be back on Wednesday night. We'll dig deeper into these Charlotte matchups in Football Focus Weekly. Thank you for everybody for watching. Slick DeVille, thank you for your comment. We'll take that and talk about it on Wednesday night. Football Focus Weekly live on these same outlets at 8 p.m. Come join us. Thanks for watching. Everybody have a good evening and a good start to the week.